Welcome to the sixth episode of WrenchWay Weekly, where we talk about hot industry topics, highlight the voice of technicians, and educate shops and dealerships to help improve the industry. This week's topic was one that's very, very relevant to the current business state in that we talk about COVID-19 and the comfort level that techs have in going to work every day. Of course, being essential workers, we're in shops and we're kind of putting ourselves at risk a little bit as compared to what a lot of other people are. So our question of the week and this week's topic was, on a scale of 1 to 5, how comfortable do you feel at work given the preventative measures your shop has put into place to protect employees from contracting COVID-19? And so it was an interesting topic and one that we got a lot of feedback from our WrenchWay Insiders group. And it was really, really interesting to see how divided this was, right? The majority of the votes went to the 4s and 5s and the 1, right? So the neutral people, there wasn't a whole lot of neutral people, but for the people that voted in the 4 and 5 range, that they were really, really comfortable with how their employer was handling COVID-19 is 66%. So that's a really, really large percentage. That 2/3 of the technician population was really comfortable with how things are being handled. Conversely, we had about 20% that weren't comfortable, that really, really were uncomfortable. And I think there's a couple lessons to learn based off of this feedback. And, you put the two of those together, you get 86% of all respondents on one side or the other, right? And only 14% really kind of falling in that middle part. So something that I think is really, really important and something to learn off of this is the people that responded with the ones that they weren't comfortable with how their shop was handling COVID-19 were really, really strong in opinion, right? They had really, really detailed views and comments and answers to the question that we had, and just were flat out not comfortable at all. And I think the 4s and 5s need to maybe address that a little bit, right? While most of us might be really, really comfortable, there are people in our workplaces that just aren't comfortable. Maybe they're just deadly afraid of taking it home to their family, or really feel that uneasiness of not knowing what this is all about. So I think my first kind of take of this is that we need to be respectful of each other in the shop, right? And if somebody isn't comfortable with it, and I think for the most part, you know who those people are, you want to give them their distance. You want to be able to respect their privacy, wear a mask when you're around them if you have to be in close proximity, and just make sure that you're overall respectful of it, regardless of what your view on COVID-19 is. And on the other side of that, we had a lot of people saying, I don't really believe this is a disease, or that I'm really not taking it all that serious. So when you take that attitude into the shop, you're probably offending that person that voted for that number 1, right? So overall, my takeaway of this is that we just need to be respectful of each other and each other's opinions and how comfortable somebody may or may not be. Some of the responses were very interesting in that there were shops or respondents to to the question that talked about how much that their shops put into I guess precautionary steps or measures for their customers, but maybe they're not seeing that on the employee side, right? And so they kind of take that as, we're just not all that important, and we're just kind of sucking it up and working. I think from a shop management side, we need to be really, really respectful of that side too. So overall, there were a lot of really, really good responses and all over the board. But like I said, when you have 86% either on the fully supporting and think that their shop is doing a good job, and then another large percentage, 20% on the number 1 side, and saying they just don't feel comfortable going into work, there's kind of a problem there, right? And I think we need to make sure that we're training our staffs and really working with other technicians to understand what their viewpoint is And if they're worried about it, just be respectful. Don't be disrespectful and mean to somebody because they have a different view than you. So just something to take away from the data that we had. I do want to thank everybody that took time through our WrenchWay Insiders group to respond. With this week's survey, we really didn't have a whole lot from LinkedIn, and we kind of knew that was going to be the case. They didn't give us, when I say they, LinkedIn didn't give us a whole lot of ability to be able to lay it out with a scale of 1 to 5, and we felt being comfortable, or we felt the need to get from 1 to 5 to be able to really tell who's comfortable, who's not. So this one was really on WrenchWay Insiders. That group has grown exponentially in the last few weeks. I think for those of you that are interested in signing up, it's a really easy process. You can just go to wrenchway.com, look at the resources tab, and sign up. We've grown a lot with this. And what's cool is to be able to see all the feedback that we're getting and a lot of the content that we'll be able to produce to hopefully make the industry better. Really cool. So thank you to everybody that participated. As you know, as part of the show, we actually give a prize away to one of our WrenchWay Insiders who did a good job in providing feedback. And it's a random drawing, but it's cool to see the people that are responding and that we're actually getting prizes. I think that's kind of cool. And sometimes people are a little bit wary of why should I put my information out here? But this information really is protected, and really the only way that we know what you responded was when we go to pick this out. So you can give feedback on LinkedIn. We do post it out there because it does get a lot of action and a lot of I guess visibility to the question that we're asking. Gives us great insight. But in order to win one of these prizes, you do have to be a WrenchWay Insider and be able to qualify for that weekly giveaway. Again, to become a WrenchWay Insider, you can go to wrenchway.com/WrenchWay-Insiders. This week's prize is a $50 Duluth Trading Company gift card. And most of you have probably seen their commercials on TV, and they do a really good job with their marketing. But Duluth Trading is actually located in the same hometown as Find a Wrench and WrenchWay. So they're in our backyard. I think they have some really cool gifts that are, that you'll be able to use the gift card for. So we did something a little different than the typical tool gift card that we had been doing. So this week's winner is Josh Tebben. And congratulations, Josh. Hopefully you're able to put that $50 Duluth Trading Company gift card to use. Maybe get some clothes for winter. I'm pretty sure you're up north, Josh. So that's a good time to get a nice sweatshirt or some pants or something like that. So for next week, we are giving away a $50 gift card to Home Depot. So a little bit different once again this week. But I'm sure everybody can use a $50 gift card to Home Depot. I could use a $50 gift card to Home Depot. It would be wonderful. So make sure to get signed up for WrenchWay Insiders. The question that we're going to have, I think, is going to be a very hot topic one. It always is. And I think this, in more of a organized fashion, can help us drive some feedback that we can use for content for shops. So next week's topic, and this question will be posted immediately after this video, is as a technician, what would be your preferred pay plan? Of course, with technicians, this is all over the board, right? And I think what we want to get out of this is really good feedback and detailed feedback as to, if you were in charge, how would you pay your techs, and how would you make sure that techs are paid fairly and treated right? The three options that we've got listed out are hourly, flat rate, and then hourly plus some type of incentive bonus, right? So we're going to put those three options out there. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. I think it's going to be something that we can really generate a lot of good feedback that we can use to educate shops with. So again, as a technician, what would be your preferred pay plan? Hourly, flat rate, or hourly plus an incentive bonus? We'd love to hear your feedback, and we'll be sending an email out to our WrenchWay Insiders with the link to this survey right after this video is posted. And hope that you use WrenchWay Insiders to provide that feedback, and hopefully you get to win a prize because of it. So again, congrats to Josh Tebben. Hopefully you put that $50 Duluth Trading gift card to good use, and I hope everybody has a great remainder of their week. Take care.